Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have to hold this fucking microphone now. It seems like something is really annoying. It's very low, the volume. I don't know how to do it right now. It's late, and not only it's late, but my abilities are kind of late, if you know what I mean. Do you think I'm alone? No, I'm not alone. Do you think that's the first one? No. But hey, the other ones were with some friends. Anyway, let's move back to what I'm doing best, which is empty. Anyway. So what's going on here? The Romanians want part of Ukraine. Do you think that's going to happen? No. Why? Because Romania is not independent, I think. I think Romania is still under, not still, it's been for some time, at least since 1989. December, under someone else's occupation, political and now military as well. Economically, bye-bye. So what's going on here? We have obviously some people who say, wait a second, that Ukraine actually owes Romania some territories, like it owes Hungary's, and it also owes, yes, Poland. And hey, Russia is getting back what they think Ukraine owes them. So I don't know what's going to happen with Ukraine. Obviously, people don't like that, which is, hey, guys, you have Bessarabia over there. Part of Bessarabia you have in your little country. You have part of Bukovina in your little country. You have Transcarpathia in your country, which is Hungarian, supposedly. I mean, according to my Magyarország friends. And then we have part of Lviv and western part of Ukraine, which the Poles are looking. Okay, so what do we have here? We have some Romanian woman who seems to be very courageous. Well, you might say she's a Putin this and Putin that. By the way, with no fucking evidence. Because they, if you agree with them, you must be. Well, if you agree with that, you must be. No, that's not evidence. So, bye-bye. That's called freedom of speech. I was about to say something. So, Ukraine calls for sanctions on Romanian senator who says part of Ukraine should be annexed. I can only guess what those parts might be. Pum, pum, pum. Hey, Romanians, do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what it is. That is a little big Romania without certain kind of territories. But anyway, you see this, I don't like here in this country where I'm right now. They want too much information. There, you're not free whatsoever. So this is the Romania, the one in there with the red. It's after 1944, okay, or whatever. It was after the Second World War, let's put it this way. And those territories over here were taken by the Soviet Union, by Ukraine as well. And are in Ukraine, you see this part right here? That's Cetate Alba, Ismail, all these things are in Ukraine right now. Hotin and part of Bukovina right here, Chernowitz, is in Ukraine. You don't believe me? Right here. See it? Now compare that Moldova right there with this. So this is missing. This is missing. All that was given, and I overemphasize the word given, to the Soviet Union. It was taken by Stalin and then given to Ukraine. This part here is claimed by Poland. Hey, you see here where Poland is? You see where Poland is right here? You see Poland? Poland had a border with Romania at one point. Czechoslovakia had a border with Romania at one point. And look at the borders right now. No more. Poland took a dump. Slovakia took a dump. And Ukraine got big borders based on what? On Soviet Union. They took advantage by Soviet Union, the big guy. Now they call it imperialistic power, but they got the southern part of Bessarabia, Romania, and the northern part of Romania here, the Bukovina. And they call the Ukrainians imperialistic. How about giving it back? Okay. What's going on? Obviously, they couldn't pick a better picture of this person. They want to show us that she's crazy, basically. What's going on? This is freaking hysterical woman. Oh my God. What if she was like, I don't know, for what kind of nowadays woke, stupid ideas, that she would be, oh my God, a picture of a beautiful face. According to Nikolenko, the pro-Russian politician. You see, that's already labeled. Pro-Russian politicians. Is that, U.S. calls for sanctions on Romanian senator. So she's already a pro-Russian politician because she's not following the script. Poses a threat to national security for claiming this. Is this a fact? Is this a fact? Were this Ukrainian at any freaking time in history? Any. It was under maybe sometimes here and there the Russian Empire, under the Soviet Union. Was it? Where was this? When did this come? Ukraine means, if you look at this translation, according to some of my relatives, and not only, it's the country from the edges of what? Of the world. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. You look into it. And it says here, this is, and I'm quoting, a classic example of the Russian revanchist methodology, which is you want to change things. Nikolenko said, and I'm quoting, we strongly condemn the attempt to call into question the territorial integrity of Ukraine, to undermine the spirit of good neighborliness between Ukraine and Romania. Well, okay, who gave you this? This was never Ukrainian. What about this? Who gave you this? So what are you talking about? Why don't you give it back? And this country here, which nowadays calls itself as Moldova, should not be an independent country right here. It was taken by Stalin, the evil Stalin. Remember that Gruzin, the Georgian guy? Not the Russian, the Georgian, okay? Taken with an ultimatum. In 1940, they told Soviet Union, Stalin told Romania, hey, weasels. And Romania says, yes, sir. If you don't give me half of Moldova, which is Basarabia, we're going to come and fuck you up. We're going to take everything. And Romania says, guys from Bucharest that I love so much, yes, we're going to give you, but just don't, penetrate our behinds too much, okay? And they say, okay, I'm going to forget about it. So they took all this right here, Stalin. And they created the so-called Soviet Socialist Republic of Moldova that somehow after it became independent remained as a country. Did not come back where it was grabbed from. This part right here was Moldova. Right here. You see it? It was Moldova in 1945 or 1944. And given this still is Ukraine. It was taken by Stalin, that evil guy. Why didn't that part over here and this part over here came back? Why didn't they come back? Because the Soviet Union, when it collapsed, so-called, okay, and the Americans, they did some little hanky-panky. You look into it, okay? So, earlier, Shoshwaka, that's the name of the son, Shoshwaka, not very convincing Romanian name for me, submitted a bill that proposes to denounce the agreement on good neighborliness and cooperation between Bucharest and Kiev. In particular, a senator said Romania should annex the territories that historically belonged to Romania, namely Northern Bucovina, Herța, Budiac, historical Maramureș, and Snake Island. But how about the Republic of Moldova? So she said, hey, this right here, and this right here, this little island right here, should come back to Romania. And the Ukrainians are, how about we impose some sanctions on the truth? Why do I say the truth? It's historical Romanian. What are you talking about? You tell me when these territories were historically Ukrainian, and I cut my balls off. Okay? Not on camera because they will not allow me. The senator explains this with a desire to, and I'm quoting, restore the culture, identity, tradition, customs, and relations of the population of Romania and avoid forced ethnic assimilation of Romanians in Ukraine. That's exactly what our friends now, which are the Hungarians, are claiming Ukrainians are doing, ethnic cleansing and cultural cleansing the Hungarian population, about 150,000 people, I think, in Transcarpathia, right here. But hey, Hungary are bad, Romania, shut the fuck up, you're weasels. Diana, in Romania is Diana. Shoshwaka is a lawyer, the founder of the SOS party and an incumbent senator in the parliament of Romania. She has been repeatedly criticized for her ties to Russia. Like what? I would like to know what kind of ties. She fucks Putin or what? What are her ties with? Because she says certain things that are not your script? Yes. In particular, after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in March 19. Emil, Too much wine. Of Ukraine in March 2022, she and 3 other parliamentarians met with the Russian ambassador in Bucharest to discuss Romania's position of neutrality regarding the invasion. So is that is forbidden or something? So even if you discuss with the other guys neutrality, that's a bad thing. Ukraine, according to what? To these guys in yellow. Since when these guys dictate what Romanians should do? What should Romanians? Well, since the United States of America has troops on Romania. And once Russia down. So, my friends, I don't know if she's on a payroll or not. Neither of those guys know. I don't know if she's a pro-Russian or pro-nothing. She says nothing that a normal Romanian, I would say, thinks about those things. Because if you don't think those things, those territories were, I mean, read history. I don't have to tell you, oh my God, you know what? The sky is green and, I know, the sea is dark. No. I mean, look in history, my friends. I don't have to convince you. And that's called national identity. When you don't lose certain things or don't let them pass. You know that happened. Like, for instance, you have the Armenians. The Armenians were never going to let go they call it, or other people call it, Turkish genocide, Armenian genocide. They will never let it go. And good for them. I mean, whatever. And it's the same with the Jewish people, with the Holocaust. Well, no, that happened and that's it. But here, the same. There is historical evidence. Ukraine has nothing to do with that. I mean, I'm not going to say more about that because I know the spirits are very, very high on that. But you see how immediately they react when it's about discussing things that historically were work against them. When I talk about Crimea, well, Crimea was snatched by the Russians. Well, if you look at Crimea and you know some history, you remember 1954 and you remember that guy called Nikita Khrushchev, and he took it from whom? And gave it to Ukraine. What? It's like I take your child and give it to Jimmy's family. Just because I can. And if you say something, I punch you in the face. Basically what happened. So, yeah, there are some people over there in Romania that, and I notice here, I've been here in this little territory for some time already. And I met some people, and I had some conversations, and I figured out that propaganda works. And not only that propaganda works, if you don't know about the subject, and we have limited knowledge, and not only limited, but we have a certain amount of knowledge. Some people have more, some people have less, Always be open to learn more. Verify. Look, and it's not hard, You still have iPads, you have telephones, you have laptops, you have, talk to people, you have books available. Get information. Get off that freaking porn or whatever you're doing. I'm just kidding. And, get some knowledge. And then when you get that knowledge, nobody can sell you whatever they want to sell you. I mean, like, these Ukrainians are upset that the Romanians are claiming something that was never Ukrainian. Why do I say it was never? Because Ukraine was in 1918 formed as a country, as an entity. Before that, it was something like in someone else's, But hey, I'm not going to write Ukraine's history myself here. Just go and read. And you tell me when you're going to find the Kingdom of Ukraine. Well, when you're going to find, the nation of Ukraine fighting for its independence. And you're going to find out they're kind of like in the 20th century. Right? And you're going to find everything linked to the evil Russians somehow, like always, the truth is somewhere in the middle. The same here. But look where those territories that I mentioned, or at least this woman mentions, who they belong to. And if you find that they belong to Ukraine in 18th century, 17th century, 16th century, then you're good. But you don't want to find that. So how come? And I tell you, I can write you, I can read you, I can tell you, I can, narrate you, whatever you want to call it, the history of those territories in about, 7 minutes or so, 6 minutes, and let you know how the things were. It's more to add. more to add, but don't tell me those things were Ukrainian. They were taken by Soviet Union, and now Ukraine is happy about it. And they take a dump on Soviet Union, which they were part of. They benefited, and they were hurt with Holodomor and other shit. And now they say, oh, no, you know what? We don't like the Holodomor that was done on us, which was horrible, obviously. But we like this one when Stalin gave us those countries' territories taken by ultimatum. So you ask me to shed a tear for you for that, which I should, for the Holodomor. But then on the other hand, you're a thief? And you like the crime of just grabbing land? Yes. Well, you lose me there. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. Only now I realize. Stay smart. Look for the truth. And be just.